Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 38. We are a weekly video game podcast where we discuss all the latest gaming news. We give our opinions on all the latest video games. And to wrap up the show, we play a fun little game at the end. If you like that, please subscribe to our channel and like the video while you're at it. And with all that said, I'd like to introduce my co-host, Daniel Navarlio.
Not even close.
No?
not even close.
I was going to come up with a nickname, but I was like, no nickname. I'll just do his last name.
It's actually very simple if you actually look at it. It's Nav Aroli.
Nav Aroli.
Yep.
That's it? That's so simple. I feel like it needs to be more.
People look at my name and they're like, what is this word?
Hey, say it again. Navaroli.
Navaroli. Yep.
Navaroli. 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 I'm just going to repeat it over and over again until I get it. Navaroli. Okay, cool. Daniel Navaroli.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yes. Sims is not here right now. Weird daylight saving stuff going on in the UK.
Yeah, we were not prepared for this.
Yeah, we were not prepared. This came on us all of a sudden. Apparently, the UK daylight savings is a week before the US daylight savings. Thus,
I did not know this.
He is ahead an hour or behind an hour?
He is. So he went back an hour. We have yet to go back an hour. So we are in a normal time, and he had gone back an hour already.
So yeah, our schedules couldn't meet up just because
he'll be here
behind an hour. He will be here at some point during this program, just not yet.
This program. What are you, born in the 50s?
Yeah, it's a program. This is program.
Go watch your program,
Mr. Your program. Come on, man.
So this is a holiday weekend. So you told me to kind of dress up. So I got something.
What'd you get?
Is this the right holiday, right?
I will literally kill you if you put that on right now.
Okay. No, but I got my glasses. I'll rock these.
I like those. Those are cool. They look like Minecraft.
Yeah, they're pixel sunglasses. That's me. I'm pixel sunglass cool Daniel. Hey, that's what I'm trying.
That's the definition of cool, pixel sunglasses. I mean, everyone wears them. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we will move on to what we have been playing, which we will not hear from Sims today. But he probably just would have talked about Avengers anyway. So who cares?
I think he's just been playing Avengers.
So who cares? Because Daniel, what have you been playing?
So I think I mentioned to you last week, I've been playing this little game called Wintermore Tactics Club. And I heard about it on the Easy Allies podcast and on Sacred Symbols. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. It's kind of a little like Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, the combat. Basically, it takes place at like a boarding school, and there's all these different clubs, and you are the Tactics Club. You basically you play this game called C&C, which is Curses and Catacombs, which is just D&D.
Okay,
that's what your club is.
It's a D&D ripoff in the game.
Yeah, it's Curses and Catacombs. So that is what your club is, and there's all these other clubs and stuff. And the basic premise is the principal says there's going to be a snowball tournament, and whoever loses the tournament, their club gets disbanded. And
what a childhood weird thing that
I know. And they're not children. They're more closer to high school.
Okay, so like preteen age.
Yeah. And this takes place in the 80s, kind of like the height of D&D. And whoever loses, they lose their club, and they're trying to figure out who the ultimate club is. And there's twists and turns.
Glasses, man. I can't take you seriously.
No, this is my Halloween. No.
Okay.
You told me to dress up.
Thank you.
It's whoever loses, their club gets disbanded and stuff. There's a lot of twists in this game. I don't really want to spoil any twists, really.
What did you play this on?
Played on Xbox.
Okay.
I think it's everywhere.
Is it? Okay. Was this on Game Pass?
No, it's not a Game Pass.
No.
I think this would be a great Game Pass game. It's not a long game. I think technically it says 7 chapters, but there is like a middle chapter that doesn't have a title to it. It's kind of like
who made it?
Break. I don't know actually.
Okay.
Just a small
developer name in there.
Yeah, it's just a small developer. It was only a couple people, I think, that made the game. It's a really charming little game. Each of the characters
style and stuff.
Yeah, really charming little art style. Music is nice. Each of the characters are it is D&D, so each of the characters are kind of the classes. So you start out with your club having 3 people. You play as Alicia, I think. She is a wizard, and then you have your friend.
Should be a witch.
No, it's a mage. She has like a mage hat. The Harry Potter lore, no.
Oh no, okay.
It's witches and wizards, but it's different. It's different D&D.
Sure.
Then you have a rogue guy. His name is James, I think. Then you have like a paladin guy. I forget his name. I think it's Connor. I think his name was Connor as well.
His name's Connor? Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Pretty sure his name was
Connor. You got like a character named Connor in the game, I'll play it.
Yeah, he was not my favorite character. I'm gonna be honest. No, he was a paladin. But so they all have different classes, and kind of as the game goes on, no spoilers, but you do get other people that will join your club, and they will have different classes and stuff. It's a really fun little game. If you like the tactics style, your turn, their turn, like XCOM as well, then you'll like the combat. It is an indie game, so it's not grandiose, a ton of enemies all the time.
Sure. You beat it already?
Yeah. It's really short.
How long was it? Like 3 hours, 4 hours?
No, it was a little longer than that. I beat it in like 2 sittings.
2 sittings? Okay.
Yeah. I could have did more. There's like some side quests because you could get like things you can equip to your person, and that's kind of how you get them. You'll get some for doing missions and stuff, but you can get more to like have different builds for each of the characters, and you get those little pieces through doing side quests and stuff like that.
You playing anything else?
Playing a little Pokemon.
Okay. Well, we can open up this conversation. Then I am also playing Pokemon.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So the past like 2 days or so, our 4th person, Nerdic Gods person that isn't in the show, Natalie.
Yeah. She really runs the show, honestly. If
she's kind of our Kevin.
The work.
Yeah, she's our Kevin.
Sure. A little bit smarter than Kevin. Actually, a lot of bit smarter than Kevin.
Hey, don't put Kevin down.
I'll put Kevin down. Yeah, because he's watching this.
Yeah, don't put
Kevin. If you're watching, shout out to you. You're an idiot, though.
Whoa, I like Kevin.
I like Kevin.
So she was like talking about her playing the Tundra DLC, Crown of Tundra or whatever that's called. And I had, I was not a big fan of Sword and Shield, but they added a bunch of Pokemon that I've been wanting. So she kind of traded me a bunch of Pokemon. So
Which one specifically did you want?
Just I think my list is back there.
We don't need the whole list.
Yeah.
What did you have on there? Like Squirtle and shit?
I did. Blastoise, Venusaur.
Yeah, okay. I just got a Blastoise.
But there's a bunch that, because I loved battling, and it's a lot of the older ones, so I would have like 2 boxes full of just kind of like battle ready, moves ready, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do that right now. They didn't have Salamence at launch. I love Salamence.
No idea who that is.
I think he was a 2nd or 3rd gen. He's like a blue and red dragon.
Before we get deeper into this, I'll just give my little background with Pokemon. Sure. So I liked Pokemon Sword. I played it last year. My Switch got stolen back in like March or whatever. Yeah. So my file got lost when I got a new Switch. So I had to restart the whole game. This is my first Pokemon game since, what were they called? Silver? The Game Boy Advance ones?
You talking about Soul Silver, Heart Gold?
Yeah, one of those.
The remake?
Whatever 2nd gen was. That was literally the last time I played.
No, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were remakes of those.
Oh, were they remake? Okay.
Yeah, it was. Gen literally 2 was just Gen 2. It was Gold, Silver, Crystal.
Yeah, so I had Silver. The one with, who was on there? Lugia?
That was Lugia, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Lugia's cool.
I'm so not like so just to give a context, I'm not like a Pokemon guy at all, really. I play through these games, like I've noticed I play through them weirdly too, like different than anyone else. I don't like catch every Pokemon I see.
I don't either.
Oh, you don't? Okay. No. I don't even like catching that many Pokemon. Like I only have 5 right now because I just like getting like a set team. you know?
Yeah, no. See, that's what I do, but I do it.
Is that what you do too?
Because I've been playing Pokemon for so long. I have a bunch that I like, and then I can kind of trade in and out ones for battling and stuff.
Game. See, that sounds cool to me.
Well, see, I lost a lot of my Pokemon. Like, I had a bunch for like X and Y, and then I just kind of like I didn't play Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Like, I haven't really liked Pokemon since the 4th gen, which was Diamond and Pearl and Platinum.
Okay. See, I played a little bit of Black and White too.
I liked Black and White, but that was when it kind of that's when it kind of dipped a little for me.
Okay.
And then pretty much after Black and White, like I like X and Y. I think that's a fine game, but yeah.
But yeah, I like Pokemon enough. I just like, I like getting my set team of Pokemon along the journey and then sticking with them and then just beating the game. And I'm not one of those people that like sticks around or whatever after the game's finished or whatever. Like once it's done for me. I'm not gonna, catch all the different Pokemon, level them all up to level 100 or whatever. I'm just not into it.
See, I don't do even the leveling up. For me, it's just move sets. Get a perfect move set. That's kind of some people get into the IVs and the EVs and breeding and stuff. I don't get that far. I'll breed if like she gave me a bunch of like level 60s that I don't really need them to be level 60. I kind of need them to be lower, so I just had to pretty much breed all the ones she gave me to get them to level 1. And then
I saw you and Natalie talking in the chat about like shiny Pokemon and shit like that too. All that shit's just going like way over my head.
Do you not know what a shiny is?
I know they're the ones that are like shining yellow when you see them in the wild or whatever.
It's just a different color basically.
So they're just like special.
They're just rare to find
or whatever.
They're not stronger. It's just looks.
It just looks okay.
Yeah.
But I started the game over. I got pretty far like really quickly. You can get through this game super quick if you try. Like,
this game's super easy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was just tapping A. Like I was literally over the weekend. I was like,
there's only one
UFC, and I was just like tapping A on my Switch while I was on. Like I was like,
the only hard fight was like the last time you had to fight Hop.
I love Hop's story though. His weird little story. It's so sad.
Hop?
I don't like Hop. Hop sucks, but like I like his story because like he's always just so sad about like getting beat by all these people, and like he's just trying to live up to like his older brother's expectations, and like that legacy. And like I always just feel so bad for him, but like he always challenges me, and it's like, Hop, you're just doing this to yourself, man. Like you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. There's no possible way he can win, especially
you're not the main character.
You're not the main character. I have Grookey. He has Sobble or whatever. And now we're all the way leveled.
Picked Grookey?
Oh, Grookey's the best starter.
My best friend picked Grookey.
Grookey's the best one.
No,
a green monkey that plays the drums.
No. Okay. Step back. I like that part of Grookey. Grookey is a Pokemon sucks.
Why? Oh, he's just like his moveset sucks?
Yeah, he's just not. Like, there are better, like, Venusaur, Gen 1, great grass. Like, the first couple gens had pretty good grass starters, but grass starters usually aren't great. Usually the fire and the water are the better ones.
So I picked Grookey on my last save too before my Switch got stolen. Wow. And then this time I was going to pick Score Bunny. I was like, all right, I'm going to pick Score Bunny. But then I saw Grookey and I was just like, I can't go against Grookey like that. I gotta pick Grookey, man. Grookey's just the best.
Yeah, see, I pick Score Bunny, but like as soon as I cannot use that starter, like I don't, because I just have other Pokemon I like now.
Who likes Sobble? Does anyone like Sobble? I don't like Sobble.
Natalie, I'm pretty sure likes Sobble. That's
Natalie likes Sobble. I could see that.
I don't really like the final form. I like Sobble. With Sobble.
Yeah, the final form looks stupid, I think.
Yeah.
Sobble, I know what you mean. The original one is like that one's fine.
Hey, he's cute, but then he grows up into a freak.
Just a depressing looking creepy man.
Yeah.
Sobble.
But so I've been like training and trying to get all the movesets for those people. And they made it a lot harder in this game because you have to get like, moves and stuff, you have to get the TMs.
Mm-hmm.
And the TMs in this game are just, they're harder to get. You used to just get them, you had them. And then they slowly changed them to where you only had so many uses for these TMs. And then they kept that for some of them. And then some of them had unlimited uses. Doesn't make any sense.
I know you don't normally play DLC, but are you starting this one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, cool.
I just want the next game.
You just want the next one? Yeah. That's something I want to talk about. We'll talk about that after the DLC. So yeah, I started the Isle of Armor DLC. I haven't started the new one, the Crown of something.
Yeah, it's like Crown of Tundra or something like that.
Thunder, whatever. I was gonna say Thunder, but okay. Yeah, I started the Armor one, and it's pretty cool. It's just a wild area, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did know that at some point, but I didn't realize it when I started.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that. I kind of think the whole game should have just been that. I don't know about you, but
I mean, that's what everybody wants: open world Pokemon, right?
Right. You know, let's get into that a little bit, because I feel like there's so many areas Pokemon can improve. And like, especially after playing Persona 5, even though I didn't like that game that much, I do like that game. I just think there's too much. We've talked about Persona and our problems with it. It's just too big and shit. But after seeing that, you just think, why can't Pokemon be this? Because it totally could, right?
I mean,
and not
Pokemon have
exactly that. Just take a lot of elements from Persona, right?
Yeah, I think Pokemon just has a lot of problems.
Yeah,
it
is the same game from what I remember from Gen 2, pretty much.
If you're getting into the nitty gritty, there's a lot of things that I do like about Sword and Shield.
Sure, I'm sure you can get way more into it than I could.
Yeah, like how you don't need to go to your box all the time. You could just do it right there. You hit the bumper, boom, there's your box, and that's it. There's like a lot of little things like that. It's just, I don't know. They just made the game way too easy. There's no challenge to Pokemon anymore.
It's just these games can be better now, right? Like, yeah, that's especially now it being on a full-fledged console.
It seems maybe, you know what it might need to be is just take it away from Game Freak. Maybe make somebody else.
Mm-hmm. They might have had it for too long. Maybe you need to show Game Freak, like, hey, you can make this something else.
Because there's a game. I've not played it, but there's like Temtem, which is kind of a Pokemon-esque game. I've only seen
more of an MMO though.
Yeah. I don't know much about how, like, getting into the nitty gritty things of Pokemon, or same with Temtem. I don't know how that is with that game, but Pokemon just, I think, needs to not try to dumb things down so much.
Right.
The nice thing about Pokemon was
a kid's game.
Yeah, and it always has been a kid's game, but the nice thing about Pokemon,
but I feel like kids are smarter than a lot of people want to give them credit for.
Yeah,
like, kids can figure, like, I was playing like Knights of the Old Republic when I was like 8, you know, and then like I figured that shit out, and that was complicated as fuck. I go back now and I tried that game, and I'm like, this is super complicated. How the hell did an 8-year-old me figure this out? But like, you did, right, when you were a kid, especially when like it's your only game. It's like, I feel like Pokemon could definitely give kids more credit for, you know, figuring shit out.
I mean, Pokemon, the cool thing about Pokemon was it was always a kid's game, but once you scratch the surface, it was just expansive. You know, the battle system is way more than just fighting a Pokemon once you actually get into the thing. All the breeding and stuff, like the movesets, that's all more than kids even know. You know, they just want to, you know, use quick attack or whatever.
Right. And I would love just basic, you know, like this gen things, you know, like bigger worlds and a lot of NPCs walking around and activities to do and stuff like that. Like, I would love stuff like that too, you know, like, why aren't there side quests in this game? You know, like, that's it's, I mean, I kind of don't need them, and the side quests are kind of like go and catch the other Pokemon, right? But
yeah, like, well, if you talk to some people, they're always like, oh, if you give me this Pokemon, I'll trade you for this thing. So there are always been kind of these side quest things, but not necessarily like a quest list. And, you know, I think that might be too far going that into like a Witcher quest list. I don't think we need that in Pokemon, but
I'm not saying we necessarily need all that. I'm just saying, like, it's just like when you walk into these towns, they just feel so dead, you know?
Feel empty. There's like,
they feel empty, and like all the NPCs just feel like NPCs, you know, like they're just literally standing in one spot, and you can go up and talk to them, and they'll say the same line over and over again or whatever. It's just like, I feel like we moved so far past that with games, and Pokemon just hasn't. Pokemon just stayed back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still like it though. There's something, I don't even like turn-based games, but there's something about Pokemon that just does it for me. I guess it's just nostalgia too, right? Like that.
No, it's just so much deeper than people think it is. How, because they have so many different types, and how the types work when you have 2 types, right? And how the moves have a type, right? Like the battle system's just super deep.
I just don't understand why, and like I still can't pinpoint why in my own mind this works for me, but like Persona doesn't. The combat system in particular.
I mean, Persona's more of a standard RPG
Sure.
than I think Pokemon is.
I just the turn-based combat in general. Like I just, I play other games and I'm like, I'm not feeling this. Then Pokemon, it's just like, oh, this works.
Pokemon's very approachable.
Yeah, it must be that. I don't know. There's probably a lot of reasons. I know a lot of people feel like that too. Yeah. Which
could maybe having multiple people, like, it can be intimidating. I'm not sure.
Sure. So yeah, I'm gonna try to finish the Armor DLC, and then I'm gonna try to get into the Crown of Tundra DLC at some point. Pretty far in though. I got like 5 badges, something like that, a little bit more.
Is there a full 8 in the DLC?
No, not in the I meant in the main
game. Okay.
I had to get to the point where I got the bike that can go over water, so I had to get all the way there before I could start the DLC because you need that one. Yeah, so I got pretty far. But yeah, I'm gonna try.
How does before we move on? How does that work?
With the DLC?
Yeah. How does that work?
You just go to the first train station in the very first town, and there's like some special guy there now, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I can take you to the Isle of Armor or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, man."
So it's a whole new map and stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole new map. There's like you see it when you go there it's like to the side of the main map. Like there's an actual island there now. Yeah, I don't know if you could ride your bike all the way there. I don't think so. I think you have to take the train.
No, they probably want you to take the train.
Yeah, probably.
That's a very like Game Freak thing.
Yeah. It'd be really cool if you could just ride your bike there, just 2 miles across the ocean. And I also just started No More Heroes, which we'll talk about later.
Oh,
I just started that yesterday.
I want to know all about this because I've never played them and I want to.
Yeah, I played the first No More Heroes back, not right when it first came out. I think I got this for Christmas in 2008. I got this and Left 4 Dead, which is a weird combination for however old I was, 11-year-old me or whatever. This was one of the first games I got where I realized that like, oh, I think I like video games a little bit more than everyone else. All my friends were like talking about like COD and Modern Warfare 2 and shit. We're in like 6th grade. Yeah, and I'm like, guys, have you tried No More Heroes? And they're like, Connor, shut up.
What is that nerdy game?
Yeah, I'm like, but guys, No More Heroes.
It's got a beam sword or whatever. Beam katana.
Yeah, it's got a beam sword. You got to charge it up with the inappropriate motion. But I don't know if you know about
is that. This motion?
Yeah. Oh, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Am I charging my beam sword?
Oh, stop it, then. You're gonna get censored.
Oh no.
But yeah. So No More Heroes is it was originally a Wii game. It's open world. The main concept is you're fighting through this rank of 10 bosses pretty much, and Travis Touchdown, he's the main character. He just wants to be number 1. So basically, the main point of the game is to beat the 10 bosses, become number 1. That's just the
Is it just like 10 levels, concept. 10 bosses type of thing?
It's not levels. It's open world, so like it's.
I didn't expect to hear that actually.
Yeah, it is a very basic open world. I can't wait to actually get in there and like see it nowadays because a little bit like Yakuza. This game's from 2008 and it's on Wii though. So imagine a 2008 game on Wii that's open world. It's not gonna be pretty when I get in there.
Like the size of Whiterun.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally might be just that.
Yeah.
But no, the thing I loved about this game always was just its style. Travis Touchdown's such a cool character. It's to me, he was Deadpool before I knew what Deadpool was. He's very much just like it's funny because my brother got super into Deadpool like later on, like in his teenage years, he got into the comics and all. And I was reading Deadpool and I was like, oh, this is Travis Touchdown. They just stole Travis Touchdown. And I didn't realize Deadpool was a thing way before No More Heroes. Yeah. So I was like, oh, man, they just took it. But yeah, he does like the fourth wall break thing all the time like that. He's just a wacky character.
Other games and stuff.
Yeah. And like 6th grade me was just so into it because, he's swearing and there's blood coming out of the guys. And I'm like, this game's on Wii, guys. You could stab people and blood comes out.
Yeah.
Still no one cared. But yeah, I just started it again, so I don't really have too much to say on it right now. I don't remember like too much of the game just because it was so long ago now. But yeah, I'm excited to go into it.
I would be excited to hear you talk because I might want to get these games.
Yeah, no, I love the first No More Heroes. I mean, it's still a great game in my head. We'll find out how good it is next week. I also bought the second one because I've never played the second one.
I looked up their scores; like they scored really well.
Mm-hmm. At the time,
they were like 8 5s. Like,
yeah. I get such nostalgia when I started playing it because this reminds me so much of like that G4 era for me. Or like, because I remember first hearing about this game on G4. I think it was on Cheats in particular, and I was like, "Oh, that looks super cool." And I didn't end up getting it for like until that Christmas or whatever. But yeah, that was it brings back a lot of memories for me. This game. But yeah, I bought the second one too. I never played the second one, so I'm excited.
They're separate? They're not bundled or anything?
No, they're not bundled. There's $18 each right now, which isn't too bad. I think they're going to be 20 normally. Yeah, they're 10% off right now.
Oh, so okay. I thought that was like base 18. I was like, that's a weird price.
So yeah, I want to beat the first one, then the second one, and then I want to play the weird spin-off that they made recently. I think it was last year. It was Travis Strikes Again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like
I forget what kind of... Yeah, it was a top-down game that hinted at No More Heroes 3. So yeah, I want to get through all of those before No More Heroes 3 comes out, which looks like it's pretty far along. We'll talk about it.
Motion controls before we move on?
No, they've changed everything to just using the stick for. So there's like it's just normal like bash your enemies, hack and slash type thing until you want to kill the enemy. Then you do a special move, and this is where the stick would come in. Like you'd slash the sword, not the stick, the remote. You'd slash the sword in a certain direction to finish off the enemy. That's how it goes. Now it's just with the stick.
It's like Metal Gear Rising.
Controller. Is it like that? Okay, I never played.
Yeah, there's like a cut mode.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. I wonder if it is still like that if you play with the Joy-Cons, because yesterday all I played with was the Pro Controller.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into that. And with that was all I've been playing. So we will jump into the news. News. I am going to pick something that I don't think Sims would have too much to say about first.
Okay.
Hopefully he gets in here soon enough. We'll start with this. Halo Infinite project director Chris Lee has left 343 Industries, thus adding to the list of directors that have left this game. Daniel, is this game in development hell or what?
I don't want it to like.
I'm not trying to sound negative when I say that. Like, it just is in development hell. Like, I'm not saying it can't come back from that.
I think that was a loaded question.
Right.
For sure. Like, I think maybe people are being a little hyperbolic about it, right? But the fact that they got Joseph Staten to come back,
right?
I feel like there's a reason why they got him back.
He's totally replacing this Christian guy, right? Yeah,
exactly. So I think that I feel like they kind of already made him not the director when they got Joseph Staten back. So
yeah,
this has just kind of been the thing. And
I wonder if they were like butting heads a little bit too when he did come in. Maybe Chris Lee left before he even came in. Who knows?
Yeah, but from what I saw, I don't know if you saw this, that he is still working at Microsoft. It's just not 343.
Yeah, I believe he's a Microsoft employee now. So
yeah, so he's going to have a job somewhere,
right?
Just not at 343. He could be a director, head of, go somewhere else, a different studio.
Yeah, so many studios Xbox owns now. So
I still think that this game has a shot of coming out next year. Like, I still think next fall, like September, is still a pretty good time. Like, that's a long time.
Yeah, I think that's still the likely scenario, is it just comes out next fall. But I could totally see it at this point being pushed to 2022.
Sure. Just make the game good. That's really all that
I just want this to be good. But
I mean, Joseph Staten
coming back is,
I think, a big deal. He helped make Halo what it is. So yeah,
I think we're all just so curious of like what's going on with this game. Like, how much are we getting rid of? How much are we putting in with all this new?
Are they going into a direction?
Yeah, like what's going on here? Like, because certainly they're going to be using assets that they've been working on for presumably the last 5 years. Like, they're not going to
similar, right?
Yeah, they're not going to just get rid of all that, right? Yeah. Like, it's not like they're going to start this game completely from scratch. That's just not going to happen. They've put too much money in already, right? So
what I will say is Halo 2 had infamously a trouble development as well.
Sure.
Look at Halo 2. Came out and, still people kind of iffy on the ending of the campaign or whatever, but still, like, Halo 2 is known as, one of the best.
That was a beautiful ending. Best cliffhanger ever.
Some people don't like it, but, Halo 2, one of the best sequels of all time, right?
The fight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm finishing this fight.
The thing is, with that comparison, is that Halo 2 still came out 3 years later, right?
Yeah, they didn't keep pushing it.
Right. You know, so I mean, it couldn't have been that bad. I'm not saying this game's completely fucked. I just think 343 for me personally just hasn't delivered any Halo experience I like. Even the Master Chief Collection, they fucked up, right?
I mean, I like Halo 4 personally.
Yeah, I wasn't into the. I did not like Halo. I think I like 5 more than 4 if I'm being honest. But
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, I like the movement in 5 certainly. The campaign I will agree. I enjoyed the campaign in 4. I will say that.
Yeah,
I did not.
that's
yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, multiplayer did not. No, but
not as much. Yeah, not as much as the other ones.
I got to bring up the question: like, should 343 should Halo be taken away from them?
I saw this. Other people talking about this too. What are you gonna do? You gonna just disband 343 if the game goes away?
I mean, you could just close them. I mean, Microsoft has so many studios now after the Bethesda acquisition that they don't.
I mean, there are other FPS studios now that I think could take it. So I don't want to see it, no, but
I just don't think it's working. Is the thing with
creating
the studio from the ground up to make Halo games. It's just not working.
I would like Machine Games to do it, but I don't want that to take away from Wolfenstein. If they want to finish that first, like do the third game,
finish the trilogy, then do that,
and then
I like your thinking. Here's what I was thinking. Just give it to Bethesda as a whole. Let all those studios, maybe not all of them. So like, here's what I would do. Get Machine Games, id, and then
Arcane. An Arcane Halo game would be cool.
Get the 3 of them to work on it together. You could have id help with the multiplayer, Machine Games and Arcane could work on the campaign, and then all 3 of them can work on the movement, work on how Halo should feel. They're all great at lore, especially id. You have these. I
mean, I would say especially Arcane.
Yeah, especially Arcade too. Yeah, I just mean id with like how deep the Doom lore is, right? Stuff like that. Like the that stuff feels very Halo to me. You know, even the movement in Doom somewhat feels very. I think
Halo. That's where the sprint. Like, I don't want to get too into the rabbit hole, but that's where the sprint just debate comes into play. It's like, I don't like sprints, and I don't think it needs to be in Halo. So
it does, especially after you play Doom. You're like, you can still move very fast without sprint.
Doom came out in 2016. And they proved that you don't need sprint in the modern day. And I think the Halo can do that too.
Mm-hmm. Surely. And then, you could totally just give it to them 3 or just Bethesda as a whole and, have them just go nuts on it, make a great Halo.
So in your world, do you cancel this game?
Infinite? No, they're too far along, right? I mean, if it's my choice, yeah, I guess, just because I'm not a Microsoft employee, I could care less how much money they threw into this, but it's too far along for that to happen. So this game has to come out. I hope it's good, but then I would hope afterwards, let's just give it to a new studio, someone else.
Halo is just such a rich world; they could do anything with it,
Right. We could be making like so many spin-off games with Halo, like just at least just give the IP to. You could still have 343 making the mainline Halo games, but just give the IP to other studios. Let them just make side Halo games and stuff.
Yeah, Mass Effect Halo type of game.
Yeah, that'd be cool, like an RPG like that. Maybe like some different types of games, whatever, like 2D platformers in a Halo world or whatever. You could do so much with Halo.
You're talking to me now. Right. I don't know how you could do that, but just stepping on grunts like Mario.
Cool. Whoa, that's a really good idea. I like it. But yeah, it's a shame. I hope this game comes together well. Halo used to just be my favorite thing in the world, and it's
still mine. But
is it okay? I just really want to get back there someday.
You know how much I like Halo, the Halo 2 and the trilogy. Just
okay, so we will move on. Sticking with Xbox for a second, Xbox has announced a big drop of games coming to Xbox Game Pass. Some of those games are PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Looks like you got Day of the Tentacle in there, Celeste in there, good game.
Yeah, there was two more. There's a bunch of Double Fine. It was Grim Fandango, Full Throttle, and Day of the Tentacle. All 3.
Day of the Tentacle, cool.
Celeste. I'm trying to remember from. I'm not even looking at the list, but I'm trying to remember. There's a bunch of games. They just like gonna throw a bunch of games.
Yeah, huge.
Oh, the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4, all 4 games. Ooh, it's on right now. Actually,
kids love those Freddy games.
They're actually pretty cool little games.
Yeah. You ever tried Grim Fandango? I couldn't get into.
No, I really like adventure games, so I would like to try all three of them. Actually,
Yeah.
I heard Grim Fandango's really good.
The only one I played from what was the name? Double Fine is what was the one with Frodo? What the hell is this game called? I always forget this game.
Talking about Elijah Wood.
Yeah. We've talked about this before. We've had this same conversation.
Broken Age.
Broken Age, that's it. Yeah, I like.
He was in that game. He played the main character. He was
the main guy. Yeah, Frodo.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was just calling Frodo. Elijah Wood.
I mean, that's what most people call him.
His name's Frodo. I mean, you're doomed to have that forever, Frodo. Okay, next up.
That's awesome though. They keep Game Pass, man. Just
Game Pass continues to be the best deal in gaming. Just you can't beat it. You can't beat it now. There's so many games on there.
Yeah. Now wait until we start getting like drops of Bethesda games.
Oh, someday soon.
Yeah. That's
what I'm talking about with Xbox right now. It's a shame they don't have a lot for Series X launch, but like the games are coming. I think it would have been nice if they could have got something together for the Series X launch.
Yeah.
But with Bethesda now, they're coming. And with that, we will move on to the next piece of news. Where do I want to go with Hot Sims? Here we go. Okay, Assassin's Creed is getting a live-action Netflix series. This coming from IGN. It's actually multiple series. So multiple projects are in the works at Netflix. Yeah, including
integrated and stuff.
So yeah, there's multiple projects being worked on at Netflix with Assassin's Creed. So there's a live action one being made, an animated series being made, and an anime series being made. Okay. This is too much Assassin's Creed. Yeah,
that's a big deal. I assume.
So let's start with the live action one. Where would we like to see this go? Would this be like?
That's the least that I want, right? Like they're doing a lot of this with Resident Evil 2. It seems like.
Ubisoft in general, it seems Ubisoft and Netflix have some sort of deal. Remember, there was the Bianca and Evil series being made, and I believe the Splinter Cell one as well, right?
Well, it seems like I guess they're doing a big deal with Capcom and
Ubisoft,
Ubisoft because they just
Netflix probably just locking down all these video games.
They're doing the DMC show.
You got to figure Witcher really made them want to go out and get more video game properties and stuff.
So I guess
it seems to be a big rush in general with these streaming services.
Yeah, I didn't even think about The Witcher.
The Fallout one.
It's actually a good point. Is that if Assassin's Creed could do anything like The Witcher, then do that then, right?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Maybe I don't really know if you follow like Desmond. The thing about Assassin's Creed is there really isn't like a beloved character you can follow in Assassin's Creed. There's Ezio, but like, are you going to do a whole show in Italy with Ezio?
I like Altair. So maybe start with Altair. I do like Altair. He's just not as well thought out as Ezio.
Yeah, you could maybe do like an anthology series type thing where maybe you're following the one main character in the future, right? Like the Desmond character, and he's going back to do his past lives. And each season, maybe we do a different setting.
I would like that, sure.
Yeah, I think that.
I mean, are you thinking it's not going to be Desmond and his lineage? You think it's?
I don't know. I don't, because it's not like people love Desmond. Like no one's gonna be screaming like, "Hey man, put Desmond in the show." No, like no one's gonna be thinking that. Like Ezio, sure, but maybe you do a season with Ezio. I really don't know. This is
that'd be the most popular season.
Yeah, certainly. You kind of have like an open book here, right? You could really do whatever you want with Assassin's Creed. You don't necessarily. I wouldn't even follow the video game stories, right? Because they're not very good.
Very convoluted.
Yeah, and maybe clean it up a little. I don't know. You could make this cool, but also Netflix could just fuck this up and cancel it after 2 seasons, like they tend to do.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess I don't know. I would like an Ezio story. That's what I would like. They've proven they could do things though, especially with the animated. Like we keep bringing up Castlevania. Castlevania is awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
Like that's all they need to do. Get a creator that loves what they're doing. But they can't get Adi Shankar to do it because he's already doing DMC. Like he can't just do everything. So
yeah, I wouldn't even want that guy if he wasn't like into Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to get somebody that loves Assassin's Creed and that is passionate about like animation and stuff like that. So
I do think they're doing a bit much. I would prefer them just to pick one of these, do a live action one or an animated one or an anime one, or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, animated and anime are the same thing. I don't know why it's written like that, right?
Animated movie probably, and then
okay, that makes more sense. So if we're gonna do all of these, I would say you make the animated one connect to the video games, like be in that same world, and then have the live action one be separate. That's kind of what
isn't that exactly what Resident Evil's doing? They're having an animated show, animated movie, and a live action movie.
I think it is, yeah.
So maybe that's just kind of the deals that they're signing.
The deals that they're doing, yeah. It's kind of weird properties, no? Not weird, but like I understand Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed are like two of the biggest franchises in the world, but it's like I feel like there's better things you could pick right now.
Really?
Both of those.
I don't know if you do Resident Evil right. I think that could be
the Resident Evil one. Sure, it's just Assassin's Creed. I don't know. Maybe it's just
It's just because the games are convoluted.
Yeah, that series is just so like low down for me now than what it once was that I'm just kind of like, why Assassin's Creed? But I get it. I get it.
Why not Mass Effect, right? Or something like that.
Mass Effect would be really cool. That'd be such a good show.
That would need to be animated. There's just that'd be too many characters, and it'd be a big budget live action show if you do that.
Sure. Okay, next up, Nintendo had a Direct Mini posted yesterday on Wednesday. What date was that? The 28th. Mm-hmm. It was actually a pretty good Direct Mini, I'd say. We'll go over everything that happened here. So first up, some Bravely Default 2 is coming out on February 26th, 2021.
Yeah, delayed.
Yeah.
Not too far, It's supposed to come out this year. But February's, not too far.
They showed some more Immortals Phoenix Rising, just coming on Switch December 3rd, and everywhere else also on December 3rd.
It's interesting it's coming to Switch because it's
I wonder. I think that game will do very well on Switch, honestly. Like I could see that being the highest selling platform, honestly, with how big Breath of the Wild was and stuff, right? Also, if you're like one of those guys that only has a Switch, you don't have Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, this game's right there.
You gotta play something.
Yeah, you gotta play something, right? Next up, the card-based game Grifflands Switch Edition has been announced for summer 2021. You into this one?
I saw that and I was like, oh, I like my card games, but I
do. That's why I brought it up.
I don't know. The art style looks interesting. I don't know. I guess I would need to see more of the game.
Sure.
Before I actually try to play.
Tropico 6 is arriving on Switch on November 6th this year. Tropico.
I like how you said that.
Tropico.
Tropico.
Yeah, I think that's a drink, Tropico. What are those drinks called? I don't know. They're like juice. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Whatever. Those are good though. Go find yourself some Tropico. Next up, we're also getting so there's 2 cloud versions of games coming out now. One of them's out now. Control, you can play on your Switch through a cloud service. I think it's just Nintendo's own cloud service, is what it seems like. And and then we're also getting Hitman 3 later next year through the cloud service as well. So you have to buy these. Yeah. I've read a couple people that have played Control. I've read about their impressions on it and stuff, and apparently it doesn't run very well. So if you remember a couple years ago, they did this with Resident Evil 7 as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think it was only in select areas, though, could get it. Like, I know parts of California and, like, all of Japan could only get it, which is weird. But
it probably is base level, like, speeds, right?
Yeah, I think this is just Nintendo trying to keep up with current gen, right? Especially with PS5 and Series X on the horizon. They're going to be getting left behind very quickly now with third parties, right? Like a lot of these games already a lot of these games haven't been able to go on Switch, but it's going to be even worse now at this point. So they're trying to make up for it with this cloud service. That way
they were almost out of date when it came out,
Right, exactly. So now with this cloud service, I think the hope would be, hey, we can get some of these games on here. Some of these big third-party games can still come on Switch, and there could still be a way to play those.
Do you know if the price is cheaper?
No, I believe it's still a full $60. I know you can get a demo of Control just to see how it works for you first. So you can play that first.
That's actually nice.
You want to buy it. Yeah, I think they kind of had to do that, right? Just to,
sure.
Because it's
we don't know anything about their service.
But apparently, even people with gigabyte internet were having a lot of problems with control on Switch. Yeah, so it's just we're just not there yet. I don't think with streaming. I think we will be someday. I don't know about you, but I think eventually we'll all just be playing all our games through streaming. I think, and
I mean, I'm already all digital, so
yeah, me too. So it's just like I think in like 5 years probably ish, we'll maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Who knows? We'll probably all just be playing our games through a streaming service type thing.
I'll play all my games through Game Pass. That's fine.
Yeah, I think Game Pass will eventually just offer streaming too, right?
I mean, there's the X5 thing.
Yeah, that's already there. Yeah, I mean the video game streaming wars are coming. It's just not here yet. We're not ready.
No,
not yet. Internet is not capable of it. So also on the Direct Mini, No More Heroes 1 and 2 got released yesterday. We all saw that. We were just talking about that. I'm playing No More Heroes. Very excited about that. They also showed a little bit of No More Heroes 3. Cool. I'm very curious to see how they upgrade No More Heroes 3, on top of the other two. I'm assuming it's just going to become like a full-on hack and slash type game.
It looked DMC like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Kind of like a Platinum Games type thing. I think that's where they're going to go with it, just because they kind of have to with it being on Switch. You don't have the motion controls anymore, so you can't do the thing with the sword. And I think that's the right direction for it to go. I'm very excited for that game. It's one of my most anticipated next year for sure. And then also Part-Time UFO got announced, right?
Yeah.
Or no, it came out yesterday on Switch, made by HAL Laboratory.
Oh, that was a HAL Laboratory game? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What have they made? Did they make it? Just not make it? Like I feel like I always see their logo.
No, that's what's his name? From Smash. I can't. I'm blanking.
HAL.
What's his name? Not HAL from Smash. No. What's his name? The director of Smash Brothers. What's his name?
Oh,
I can't think of his name.
I don't know, man. I'm terrible with Japanese names.
It's a company that he's worked for before.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, they made Part-Time UFO.
They've done like Kirby stuff and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've always seen their logo on something.
Yeah, they've been around. They've helped Nintendo and stuff.
Then to wrap it up, they showed Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and there's a demo that came out yesterday with it, so you could jump in, go play that. I'm not too into the Hyrule Warriors thing.
I want the story, but I don't really want to play the game.
My question is how much of a story is really in there,
Yeah, I mean, I want to wait till reviews. If they're like, this is a big story, I might just play it just to get the Breath of the Wild parts.
Yeah, I would like to get more of the story too, because I was into the story of Breath of the Wild, what little there was, but I was into it, and getting a whole prequel story sounds cool, especially before Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, presumably next year. It's got to be next year. But yeah, that was the Nintendo Direct Mini. Pretty good Direct, I'd say.
Yeah,
Nintendo, please announce your shit before it comes out. Like the No More Heroes 1 and 2 thing. That is like something I would have been hyped for, and I would have been, hyping up on this show and stuff. I know we're just a small YouTube channel, but like, people would have been talking about that, right? And
yeah, definitely.
It's just kind of weird when you're just like, hey, it's out now. Yeah. Next up, we will move on. Where's Sims here?
Yeah, he'll be here, I guess, when he gets here.
Pop up any second. Okay, sure. So Destruction All-Stars has been delayed to February, but it'll be a PS Plus game now instead of a full price $70 game.
Yeah, $70. I keep forgetting that game is going to be $70.
$70 for this game.
Like I might pay $40,
Maybe you could.
That's if I even want to buy the game,
Yeah. But yeah, this is a great move, I think, for this game, especially. I think this fall was way too crowded for this game to come out. Just I understand they wanted to get this out on launch just because launch games sell better, and people will just buy random shit on launch just to have games. But this game was just, this was not going to work in any scenario. I don't think you were going to catch anyone's eye with this or anything. You into this?
No.
No. Okay, nope. I'll check it out on PS Plus for sure.
It's good for them that they got that deal, right?
For sure.
Then it's like probably guaranteed money.
This game was a PlayStation exclusive, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's guaranteed money for them.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
good for them.
Yeah, it's a great idea to have it on PS Plus too. You'll get way more player base out of that than they would have.
And this type of multiplayer game needs a player base.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on day one like that, you don't want to have no one there getting
the
fight.
PlayStation.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Also, Bugsnax is Bugsnax is a free PS Plus game next month. It'll be the first PS5 PS Plus game, which is a very good deal. I was super happy about that. I was gonna buy Bugsnax anyways, but now that's just free on PS5, and I'll have that day one.
Oh, he heard Bugsnax and he just appeared.
I fucking called it.
I knew that
Mr. Steven Sims, was sat in the bath playing with my rubber ducks, listening to thy podcast, P.S. I Love You, screaming at Blessing and Greg because they were arguing. First of all, what was the first PS4 Plus game for the PS4? And I was like, it's Contrast. It's Contrast. It's Contrast. It's Contrast. It's Contrast. And then we're like, I wonder what the next one would be. Bugsnax. It'd be Bugsnax. It's got to be Bugsnax. Why wouldn't it be Bugsnax? And then Greg glossed over Bugsnax. It was like, oh, it could be this, could be that, Bugsnax, blah, 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 blah. I was like, it's Bugsnax. He knew it was...
Surely he knew,
He knew it was Bugsnax. Hi, everybody. I'm back.
I'm more concerned that you, a grown man, was taking a bubble bath. And
I don't have a shower. I don't have a shower.
You don't have a shower?
No.
Interesting. UK, man. Weird.
Crazy, man.
It's weird. No centralized air, no showers. I don't know.
You know, the Queen runs a dictatorship. It's weird. I don't know.
What have I missed?
Nothing really. We're just talking shit about the UK.
We're in the news.
we have breaking news. I don't know if you've covered it. Far Cry 6 delayed until after March 2021.
Did not see that. Okay, interesting.
I did. I was gonna wait, but yeah. So both those games, and we haven't really seen much about
after March. What does that mean? There's no hard date.
April and their fiscal year of the following March. So they're just going to be next year at some point. I assume Far Cry might be
delayed. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I assume Far Cry, if they're going to keep pushing it, then it might be like in the fall, and same with Rainbow Six. But we haven't seen anything in Rainbow Six Quarantine. You know, we haven't seen anything in that game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I wonder if they delay anything else then to take Far Cry's spot. I could totally see Immortals Phoenix Rising being pushed to like February-ish now.
I think they're full on committed to that game.
It's just weird because Ubisoft's releasing 3 big games right in a row each month. They got Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, and then Immortals. Month after month. I feel like one of those could be pushed now, especially with Far Cry moving presumably to later.
Cyberpunk moving closer to Immortal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but
plus. With the Watch Dogs Legion's reviews not being amazing, is this a bad run of games for Ubisoft? Like Valhalla could be a bit of a dud. Could be it's just the same as always, just in a Viking setting, and that would be a bad thing.
I mean, I guess to your point, like the new Ghost Recon wasn't really amazing either, right? Like people liked Wildlands, and then it kind of got better, but then. What was the newest one? Not Wildlands. The
Breakpoint.
Breakpoint didn't come out. It came out and didn't really do even what Wildlands did. So, like they just have had a history. Like I know people like Division 2, but it didn't sell well.
No.
I don't know. Ubisoft has been kind of in a lull.
But surely Assassin's Creed is still going to sell well, right? Like that could come out.
Same with Far Cry. Right.
Get terrible reviews, and I still think that game's probably just going to sell a shit ton.
I think Far Cry and that will both sell well, no matter what.
Yeah.
Speaking of Immortals Phoenix Rising, I played the Thy Stadia demo.
Ooh, okay.
I played it directly after we finished the podcast last week. Daniel was here, and I shared my screen. I was like, Daniel, let's just have a look. And honestly, within 30 seconds of, I want to play that, I was playing the game. Like, so the
tech was there for Stadia. It just had to work for you,
And I tried to play on the mouse and keyboard. I was having
any input lag or anything.
Mouse and keyboard seemed alright. I came back to it a couple of days later. Plugged the we got a third-party wired Xbox One controller, and it was great. Like it's just Zelda. I mean, the button, it was alright. It was like I don't, with demos, I try not to play. I try not to get invested. I try not to play demos anymore because it's just like, this isn't the experience. I felt the same with the Avengers beta. Where I was just like, yeah, I want to play it, but I don't really want to play it. I was there for the Stadia tech, and it worked. Like, it loaded up straight away. I pressed play, and it was done. Like, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
So how big was this demo? Like, could you run around the whole map, or what was going on there?
I believe you could run around the whole map. I literally just went. The first time I played it with Daniel, I messed up with the buttons. Tried to do a glide, couldn't find the control button. My big sausage fingers just weren't doing what I wanted them to do. And then I went back with the controller, and it was. I did some. There's a puzzle, and you had to do the Zelda-esque levitate things, and then put it in something, and I had to fight a few things, and the combat seemed okay. Like, everything, it felt nice, and yeah, kind of one of them open world, don't think about it too much game. It was decent. It was pretty. And it looked alright on my PC, running from the cloud or whatever it's running from.
Did this convince you to buy the game at all?
I'll buy it. Well, we're buying the game, yeah. Okay. It's a Christmas game, so
sure. Yeah, it doesn't
come out to that. One of the first ones I play.
Sure. Okay, so moving on. I wanted to save this one for when Sims gets here because I just wanted to hear him say his catchphrase. Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed until December 10th. Yet another delay for Cyberpunk. Sims, go ahead, say it. Say it.
I don't think this game's going to be that good. Is that the catchphrase? I think.
You have to say it on this podcast, apparently. So
yeah.
Okay.
Until the game releases, I need you to say that every day, every
fine.
podcast.
I do. Oh, keep talking. My computer's doing silly things.
So yeah, it's been delayed again, like a 3-week delay here. I think it's like exactly 21 days or whatever. I will read what they said off the thing because they gave a good reasoning.
Yeah, there's like 9 different versions that they're trying to release on. So like that's pretty hard to do.
So basically, the biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare 9 different versions of the game. So yeah, you got an Xbox One version, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5, PC, and Stadia, all trying to launch on that day. Sounds like that's the main problem here that's going on is they can't get the current gen versions to run exactly how they'd like. So the base PS4, your base Xbox One, your Xbox S, whatever, all those base versions seem to be having problems here.
It makes sense. It's going to be a very intensive game,
Yeah, not a lot of games have to go through this either, but they have to get so many different systems working at once.
I will say it is okay to delay this game. Take as long as you need. If it delays till next year, it delays till next year. They did say that, I believe, the original plan was to be a next-gen game anyway, wasn't it? I think it says in the statement this was supposed to just be the next-gen.
Some point during development, this has become more of a next-gen game than it has been a this-gen game, right?
It makes sense.
Yeah. So I'd be very wary if you're going to play this on your base PS4 or your base Xbox One. I would probably stay away from that at this point. That's kind of what it sounds like. Is like they're giving you a fair warning here, like, hey, don't play.
Yeah, this. but if you do, at least I guess on both those consoles, you can buy that version and get the new version.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, that's what I will do. I mean, we'll all buy the PS4 version or Xbox version and just shove it into the next gen. It's got to work either way, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Right.
I will say, people out there that send abuse to, the developers, the Twitter account, Holly Bennett, all these brilliant, like, amazing, creative, intelligent people that, are working so hard in this game and, fair enough, maybe working the hours they shouldn't be working. Don't send people abuse. Like, that's not cool. At the end of the day, it's a video game. Look at me. I'm the biggest I would say I'm probably the biggest video game nerd it is. I go to work. I make sure my kids are breathing. I play video games. It's technically, my life. And as sad as that is, it's just who I am. But, like, don't be threatening. Don't be a dickhead. Like, that's the word, isn't it? Just don't be a dickhead. And just wait for your fucking video games, man. Like, don't be that guy, Connor. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm sending CD Projekt Red tons of death threats for this. No, I just think with that type of shit, it's just a lot of those people weren't even going to play this game. Like they're probably not even gamers. They're just trolls. They're just people that just want to be trolls. And I just don't think anyone should pay any attention to them. Because we're just giving them more reason to do this over and over again. All they want is attention, right? When people
it's still
do
not
shit
cool. I mean, people. I mean, we all can say, "Oh, just ignore the trolls." Ignore it. They're nobody. They're nothing. And the old expression of "sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but names will never hurt me." Is that the one?
Words.
Whatever. So, but it does hurt at the end of the day. Unfortunately, and it kind of says, ignore them. We won't feed them. But like, if I was, if I'm working on this crazy game, I'm like, oh shit, this isn't going to be ready for November the 19th. Imagine being that team, dreading all the hate messages. Like, you could have, I don't know, Hulkbuster94 on Twitter going, I fucking hate you, you're the person. That hurts, man. And then they're going to read it. Like, your brain automatically picks words up and puts them in your brain. Sometimes that's how reading works. You don't realize that you're reading it until you've read it.
And usually you don't think about the good comments, right?
No, of course not. I mean, we get maybe 2 comments a month on our YouTube comment, and if someone writes a bad thing, it gets to us. It does. It gets to me. I'm like, Big Tits 72 doesn't like Daniel's glasses. I saw your glasses.
Big Tits hates those glasses.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, we're going to remember that, and he's like, oh, we can improve, and like, we'll get Daniel a better
Daniel's going to lose sleep over Big Tits.
What I'm trying to say is, like, don't be a dickhead. Like, and that's just from a guy sitting in a room, sweating from a day's work. Don't be that guy, man. Please, just wait.
Don't be
get
that
a
guy.
hobby. If you go fishing.
Just going back to my point, I just don't feel like majority of gamers are that guy. I feel like majority of people that are excited for Cyberpunk 2077 and gonna get it day one like that are like, oh yeah, fine, delay it till whenever. I just want the game to be ready. I feel like most people are level-headed like that. And it's just the trolls coming out that are just like, oh, I'm gonna fucking murder you because you delayed a game. Like, it's just you can't really do anything about that with the internet. Trolls are just gonna troll.
Social media sucks, man.
Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, all very excited for Cyberpunk still. Take as long as you need. We will wait. Next up, Google Stadia's Montreal Studios creative director Alex Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thinks streamers should pay the developers for streaming their games. What a fucking dickhead.
So this happened like right after our last podcast. I just wanted to put this in here because the whole stuff with this story just sad.
Sims, I know you've dipped your toe into the streaming world. How do you feel?
I don't really have anything to say. I don't know. Like, fuck off. I don't know. Yeah. Don't be like Google Stadia. You're always struggling as it is. And what?
He is a director of one of the studios under them. Okay. He's not like the overall. He directed. So I played Journey to the Savage Planet this year. I talked about it on the show. That's his game that he made. And that's the studio that they bought.
So is this company just not sending codes to these influencers, or not sending them to the influencers? He's just sending them to the big sites, IGN, etc. Is that how it rolled then? I don't expect you to have the answer. But what I'm saying is,
I don't know.
People get these codes. People get these codes, and then it. People don't always look at IGN. People don't always look at GameSpot. People just look at YouTube. And
they don't look at Ninja or whatever.
No, and they'll probably go on YouTube and be like, Journey to the Savage. I've heard of, Jim says, go play Journey to the Savage. You're like, I'll look at something on YouTube. And then they've got a whole list of people like, oh, hey guys, I'm playing Journey to the Savage today, and we're gonna play it with Xbox, and Jim over there, he's gonna play with me. And it's like, and then I'm like, all right then, yeah, all right, yeah. And I'm like, nah, we're gonna buy Journey to the Savage. And it all about, I'm so sorry for shouting, I'm pumped up today. And it just is, it can only be a good thing. Like, and if, people have been receiving Watch Dogs early, and they've received their Xbox Series X early, we've seen 1,000 unboxings this week of, unboxings of iPhones, of like Xboxes, of PlayStations. I saw somebody unbox some dog food the other day.
Why were you watching that?
I don't know. So if he wants to come out and go, look, we expect you to pay us. How much did he want to be? Like, we'll just go and buy the game. Like, what? We pay you anyway.
That's my basic thing, right?
I don't really
basic argument. I bought the fucking game. I'll do what I want with it, right?
Yeah, but you can't. It's not yours. But what I will say is to play a little bit of devil's advocate. As a business, right? You cannot take something else and use it in your business. You just can't do it, right?
But if they don't want it to, I think Nintendo, they didn't want
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
Go on, sorry.
So, like, he is not wrong in one of his statements. He basically was talking about that. Like, you would, as a business, would need to buy a license to do something like that. But a lot of these developers are giving codes to Ninja or whatever, like Apex, right? They got a bunch of streamers to play that game. They gave them the codes to do that because they wanted the marketing so that more people could play Apex. And that it worked. So, streaming just works. It's pretty clever marketing, to be honest.
But that's also part of the thing, right? Is like, not only did the streamer presumably buy your game, but you're getting free advertisement off them streaming your game, right?
Yeah, but I guess you could make the argument is like, how many people aren't going to buy the game because they're watching him play it?
Sure, that's a fair point. I suppose I never think of it like that, but yeah, that is a good point.
In these sponsor streams, the sponsor streams, they are paid by the company to, like, Watch Dogs. Like, Ubisoft paid a load of influencers to play Watch Dogs Legion on the stream. Jacksepticeye being one of them. It says his stream is sponsored by Ubisoft. Obviously, they pay him and he streams the game. Excuse me, I'm full of gas. But even if we were to receive a code for Cyberpunk, like, which we won't. And they're like, and they'll say, look, we'll send you this, but we want you to stream it. Like, we want you to stream it under the Nerdic Gods brand. I would make a Twitch. We would stream it together, or whatever. And that would only be good press for them. But they don't need it. It doesn't make sense.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't know. I don't know. He's right. Business is a business.
It's more complicated, I think.
Of course it is.
Under the surface than just, we hate Alex Hutchinson, right?
But he seems to be on his own though, doesn't he? Like, how many other developers have come out and said this?
Sure. I mean, he isn't completely wrong. That's, I think, the more complex part of it.
He's not completely wrong, but like, ultimately, if streamers had to pay the developers to play their game on streaming would be a dead thing. Like, I mean, no one's gonna fucking do that. Like,
Nintendo had this issue though, didn't they? Nintendo stopped people streaming stuff, or
yes, and then you had to contact them to be able to do anything.
YouTube content, that's a bit of a dodgy one, I think. To do a reaction with their video, I think there was one point where you couldn't react to their video in your, so you had to. There was a way around it or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay, cool. We will move on to. You got anything else to say on that?
Nope. No.
Oh, okay, thought you had something else. Okay, sure. We are gonna skip these last two news stories because we're running short on time.
Sure, they're really not that important. Just Facebook sucks. That's just
Facebook sucks. That's the main concept there. Sure.
Don't. It sucks to say, but just don't buy an Oculus at this point. Like, you just don't do it.
No point. Sure. And then we'll move on to the new releases and the new dates. The Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope comes out on October 30th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Can't fucking wait.
Yep. And this is my Halloween. It's going to be Dark Pictures and Mandalorian. Boom. Okay. That's my weekend.
Just going to watch that one episode over and over again. Gonna be great. Also coming out on October 30th, Pikmin 3 Deluxe Edition out for Switch. Anyone excited for that? Picking that up?
I've never played them.
Never have either. Sims?
No, they've always, I don't know, any game I haven't played I want to play, so I don't know, one day maybe.
Gotta try it. And then also coming out October 30th, Watch Dogs Legion on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia, apparently.
I'm still excited for that game, by the way. Like, as much as it's
I did not put anything in the chat just to hate on the game. That's not why.
No, of course, no. I'm just saying.
I want
it to be good. The reviews are very mixed. I don't know. Maybe it just appeals to me because it's in London. I think it might. I think it is.
No, it Definitely. I want you to love it. I want you to love the world at least.
I do think I think a lot of people are trying to say like hit be you be any person you want, but they're all pretty much the same, and the character models aren't great. I think that we could see that coming a mile off. Like,
it seems. I mean, we'll talk about the Metacritic score in a second here, but it seems like the whole concept of being the any character you want, recruiting all these people to your thing, has held the game back more so than it has made it better. Is kind of the gist I've been getting from the reviews. Which is kind of a shame because it is a really cool idea, I think. Maybe it's something they can improve on and innovate on, make better.
Maybe at a smaller scale.
Yeah, a smaller scale might work better. Who knows? Yeah. It's a cool idea, though, so it's a shame it didn't come together fully. And with that, we will move on to the bet, which was last week was the Watch Dogs Legion Metacritic score, which Daniel bet.
Yes.
We'll start with Sims. Sims bet 86 was his bet for the Metacritic score. Daniel bet 80, and I bet 79. And Daniel
all pretty close.
The winner.
There's 3 different ones. But the highest is the Xbox One version, which is at 77.
77, which thus makes me the winner.
Yes, it does. Yes,
we're
all generally pretty close. Sims definitely was thinking it was going to be a little higher.
How has Metacritic done it? PC, Xbox, and PS5?
Yeah, it's split them. Yeah.
But a lot of these developers, but going back to the influencers and IGNs of the world, they all only got it on Xbox, which was very confusing. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Ubisoft has definitely been getting in bed with Xbox, especially with Assassin's Creed too, the marketing.
Yeah, it seems like whoever they have the main marketing deal with is whatever version the reviewers normally get, right? Like when they have a marketing deal with PlayStation, they normally get the PlayStation version, so on, whatever. But yeah, 77.
Yep.
Pretty low. Not too bad, though. Moving on. This week's bet will be how long before the first jump scare in Little Hope? That's
this week
Pictures anthology game. Yeah, I like this bet. I like this bet a lot. So are we going to go based off like minutes in there?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, because I am 100% playing it on Halloween, I'm going to have a timer.
Start.
As soon as I hit start, yeah, I'm going to, so I'll explain how I'm going to do it. I'm going to launch the game timer until I get that first scare.
The first jump scare. The first scare, right?
Or do you want me to wait until I press start? It's up to you. You tell me.
As soon as you press start, the main menu will pop up on the game. It'll say new game or whatever. You put start, then you start the timer.
Yeah, but
once I get past a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. Once you get past the new game section.
Okay.
But are you like a little bitch, or are you like
No.
I just have to scare Daniel.
No. What is the first jump scare I see?
Sure.
That's what.
So as soon as something walks past the screen or whatever.
No, I said jump scare.
Jump scare.
So the classic go to a mirror, open the mirror, close the mirror, a booga booga booga.
Jump scare.
Okay.
So there is going to be some for sure. Yeah.
Well,
there's going to be jump scares. So when's the first one? That's the bet.
Have you seen the reviews?
No. Are they out?
Yeah, great.
Are they? Okay, cool.
I've only seen one review. I'm gonna watch a review when I finish this.
Okay.
How much is it? I'm thinking about getting it.
$30.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 30.
So that's 25 for me.
So do you want me to go first? I guess because it's my bet.
Go for it.
I don't know. This is a hard one, but I just thought it'd be fun. I'm gonna say 1 minute and 35 seconds.
See, you're thinking along the same lines I am, because all scary movies and games like this, they always start off with a scare. You got to start off with a scare and then ease into the rest of them. So, I will say, I will say 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. 4 minutes flat?
Yes.
Okay. Sims?
Sims in deep thought here. Deep thought.
I love his narration.
Great working. Look at him try to think. Beautiful bald head of his. Love it. Yeah. Nice eyebrow raise. That's how you know he's been thought. Slowly narrate his thought process.
I want to win this game, so I'm really thinking about it.
Sim's trying so hard to keep his lead now. Will he be able to do it?
So we got 1 minute. What? Sorry.
I said 1 minute 35 seconds.
And
35
Connor's
seconds.
going for 4 minutes.
4 minutes flat for Connor.
I think it's too early, but I don't know how these games work. Like
Sim.
Man and Madan, give me a hint. Man and Madan, did you have a quick scare there? Or?
Yeah, I
Did you
think
play
it's
Until Dawn?
Yeah, I played that, but a very long time
Until
ago.
Dawn had the one with the two girls in the beginning. That happened in like the first 5 minutes somewhere. So
3 minutes
scary.
and
Wow.
26 seconds.
Wow, what a weird number.
Yeah.
That's weird. Get weird with it.
Yeah.
Get,
Let's get
I
fucking
like it. I
weird.
like
Let's get
that.
nasty.
Let's
Yeah.
get gross. Yeah, get up in there. Those guts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't say that.
I meant like, you know, because someone's going to get stabbed in the guts.
Yeah, no. I got you.
That's what I meant. You nasty, nasty boy. And with that, we will move on to the game. This week's game, we are going to do our museum, which we haven't done in a little while.
Great games.
How
Yes,
long have we
music-
got left? I went up with daylight saving time and I'm so confused.
Don't worry about it. We're fine.
Okay. Sorry. I'm in the twilight zone.
We all picked a game.
Did we?
Yes, we all picked the game for the museum.
A
We
horror
will,
game.
yes, it had to be horror themed this
I
week.
kind of fought against this, but that's okay.
Daniel fought very hard against this, but did not work. His efforts were in vain.
Do you want to go first?
I'll pick a horror game. Yeah, sure. I will pick a game first. I am actually picking Until Dawn.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes, I actually do think this is the best horror game. So I will be interested to see who you guys pick. This game, Until Dawn, is the best point and click adventure. What do you call these games? Adventure games, whatever. The Telltale style games that are pretty much movies.
That's loosely a Telltale style.
Yeah, I'd say pretty much the Telltale, Quantic. What are the guys that make Detroit called?
Quantic Dreams.
Quantic Dreams. Yeah, I should know that. Quantic Dreams. I think it is the best of that style of games. I think this plays better than a lot of them. I think it doesn't have a lot of the glitchy, buggy problems that a lot of those other games have. The cast of this game, I think, is great. I want to mention them real quick. You know, you got Rami Malky or whatever the fuck his name is.
Rami.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Mr. Robot. You know, you gotta watch Mr. Robot. I love Mr. Robot. Did you guys watch that?
No.
You haven't seen Mr. Robot?
I want to watch it.
So good, dude. Mr. Robot. I can't recommend that show. Can I just talk about Mr. Robot? Anyways.
Go nuts.
Yeah, I think this game, it's my favorite horror game. I just love how they made a cheesy horror movie into a game, and I love cheesy horror movies.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, and they pulled it off so well in this game. Just the twists and turns this takes, it just is a cheesy horror movie in a game. It's like, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what I wanted. I played this with a couple friends at the time, which was really cool. Not like the whole thing, but I played like a lot of it with a couple friends, and we all just that night we just had a great time with it. You know, all the jump scares and stuff, the making the different decisions, the running around with Hayden Panettiere and a towel and stuff. That shit was all great.
Did you save everybody?
Yeah, I did. Well, I platinumed this game. This game actually my first platinum. Okay. Well, on this account was my first platinum. My current account was my first platinum. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about it, but I just love the game. Yeah. Daniel, it's your pick.
Oh, I want to do a little cross examination for 1 second.
Oh,
My only cross examination thing is I don't think that game has a good story. It has good characters. I like the characters, but I don't like the
cheesy horror story. There's no cheesy horror movie that has a good story. You know, I don't think there is. That's just what.
Yeah,
just,
I mean, I guess some of them have good premises, but
good premise. I think this has a good premise.
I don't know if it's a good premise. It's just kind of a
serial killer twist where he was just playing the prank or whatever, you know, and then
it's got like a twist.
There actually is a problem with the monsters. The Wendigos, yes. Sim's got them going down. Remember the thing at the end where you had to hold the controller real still? And
it was so annoying. The worst thing ever.
That was the best. That was the best. One of my favorite moments this John. Yeah, I love it. Any other questions?
And for this game, like, I think this game nailed the Saw vibe of things. You know, there's certain situations where you had to control the character, and you were scared out of your wits, and you had to hurry up and do the thing that it needed you to do, or you or someone else was dying, and it made your adrenaline. You were effectively playing a horror movie, if that makes sense.
Definitely,
and it did a really good job of that. And I don't think I've ever played a game that would do that. It's a good choice. It's a really good horror game, to be fair. My missus really liked it.
Do you want him to go next?
You go next.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt, Sims. Did you have?
I just think it's a good choice. I've always been. I was never really wanted to play it. Natalie played it. I remember. I think I went. I was going to work, and I think she wanted to play it, so I quickly ran to the shop, come back, got it her, and then she played it. And then after she finished it, she wanted me to play it as well, just to wrap up the platinum. And I enjoyed it. It was all right. It did make me feel a bit good,
I don't think it's too scary, but I don't think it's trying. But
it does good that feel of dread of you have to hurry up and do it, and which made you scared, if that makes sense.
Gave you that anxiety feeling.
Yeah, sure. And that's what you want. It's like when you watch Saw, you when the guy hacked his foot off. Spoilers for Saw.
You just ruined that. And the old guy stands up in the middle of the room and he was controlling it the time. The whole time. They just dips and he says game's over. And they're like, what the fuck, man?
Saw's a great movie. We'll move on. I'll go to my game. So my game is Resident Evil 1 Remake, the actual best horror game.
Which remake? Are we talking about the PS4?
The GameCube version. Okay. Yeah, not the original Resident Evil 1, the updated Resident Evil 1.
You sure you don't want to go with the one with the live action cutscenes? You ever see that one?
No, it sounds so bad.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
But Resident Evil 1 just redefined what a horror game is. I hate that I'm the one that keeps bringing in older games that kind of redefine things, but Resident Evil the puzzles are fun. I saw that little face.
I hate Resident Evil puzzles. I hate them all. I just think they're all shit. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Across the room.
Some of them aren't as bad. But the characters are always fun and goofy. You're talking about fun and goofy characters. Resident Evil's just full of fun and goofy characters. Everyone is. Zombies, it continued zombies and kind of did its own twist, which gets a little convoluted. But the base zombies are fun. You get zombie dog. Come on, zombie dogs.
Zombie dogs are cool.
The hunters are weird. The alligator-looking things. That might be the only thing I don't like about the game is the hunters. But I don't really have a ton to say. Jill Valentine, best in the biz.
Best in the biz. Do you think this is the best Resident Evil game?
I might think Resident Evil 2 is.
2 remake or 2 general?
2 remake. Okay. Just the best, but I don't know if that is the best horror game. I don't know. I like Resident Evil 1 remake a lot.
Sure. I can't stand the tank controls personally.
They've updated it, especially in the ones you can play in this gen.
Yeah.
They have a different layout. It gets a little weird just because you're going into a different room, but it's not tank controls.
Sure. Sims, any questions, points, anything?
I don't know.
My only argument against this game would be that I just don't even think it's the best Resident Evil game.
Sure, but I think that a lot of Resident Evils could go into the museum. So
sure.
I mean, I think 4 and 2 remake are the best, but
7.
Are they scary though?
When the zombie turns around, that first zombie turns around, that's scary.
I can see why that freaked people out in the 90s.
20 years ago, yeah. I mean, I suppose in a museum, that's where it belongs, isn't it? I don't know. I've never been scared playing it. Tell a lie. I'm a massive hypocrite. But 2 and 3, the remastered, the up from the ground up, I know I wasn't scared. It was more visuals. I was like, this is visually incredible. And the zombies, and I was never worried. The
flickers and Mr. X, come on.
It was just a guy chasing me. The only time I ever got scared.
I'm not trying to defend Resident Evil.
No, of course not. But every time I got scared was the jump scare. You go into that locker in one of the in the. Is it number 3 that I'm on about now? No, 2. 3, you go into the locker and you open one of the lockers and a zombie pops out. Now, that's terrifying.
Yeah, they do it too. They always do that.
I think with this argument, can you argue like is any game scary? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when was the last time a game like genuinely scared you? You know, like I can't even think of one. I guess RE7 maybe. Yeah, PT never did it for me, honestly.
PT was genius.
PT was genius. Yeah, it was a genius game for sure. I never really felt scared of.
Any
PT.
more questions for my game?
No,
No,
I don't think so. Sims, what is your game?
I don't know. I could
You
say
don't know what your game is.
I could say I want to say Resident Evil 7, and based on the fact that every time I played it 4 times for the platinum. Did you platinum it?
I did not.
I was terrified every time. Like in that first hour, 22 hours. I think it did drop off a bit in the end, admittedly. But having that...
I will agree, this is the scariest game out of the 3, for sure.
It's just the way they did things that I don't think I've ever seen a game do before, so...
I'd say it definitely is up there
for
scary.
The first 20 minutes, you know, you meet... Oh, what's her name? I forgot her name. Emily.
The girl you're looking for? Mia, was it?
And she's like, she just hacks your hand off. You have to fight her. And it's all... I think what the game benefits from is that first-person view, like...
Yes.
They come at you. I think that's the only time I've really enjoyed first-person games. Like, really. And, you know, you wake up with that big family and they're doing crazy stuff and there's guts and blood everywhere and he chops. Pardon?
So it's a really gross game.
Yeah, and it was just terrifying and you could smell the atmosphere. Like, I was genuinely terrified. And then, you know, you make a run for it and he doesn't just... I think this all benefits from being first person. I think if you put Resident Evil 2 and 3 in first person and have Mr. X follow you, I think that honestly, genuinely makes it more scary.
I would rather have 7 have been in third person.
You know, we all... I think we...
I agree. You lose a lot of the fear if it's in third person.
I don't think so. Because you can see your character.
I don't know. Anyway, but, you know, turning around and he's there and he doesn't just like Mr. X plods, he fucking goes for you and you can feel it when he grabs you and you feel it if he tosses you on the floor.
Yeah, Mr. X does that too.
I don't know, it's just that first person camera and then the most terrifying part is that old woman now just sitting in a random corner and she'll just follow you. Like, not even like obviously, like just
sitting there. Yeah.
You don't even... I don't know. And I think as soon as you leave the house, the first house, and you go and do the puzzle somewhere else in the
backyard swamp shit.
Yeah, that's when it all... Don't get me wrong, it's a great game throughout, but that's when it starts to lose its horror traits.
Yeah.
But in that first hour, 2 hours of the game, and you do your generic Resident Evil puzzles, which I don't like, I was terrified every single time. And then him not... Like, I've told this story before. I expected him to come through the wall, third, fourth playthrough him in. And I was like, I know he's coming through the wall. I'm terrified every time. I think Natalie was not... It was all dark. Natalie had gone to bed. I was on my own. Do you know what I mean? Just me versus this guy, and I'm terrified. And he didn't come through the wall. And I did 2 of the 3 of the puzzles, come back, put it in the clock, I put it in something. No?
You put a puzzle piece somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah, and then I come back, completely forgot about this wall. I thought either glitched or he just fucked off. And he come through the wall, and it's terrifying. And you can smell that first scene when you're at the dinner table. Like, you could smell.
I know we're not crossing examination, but what I want to say is we're not putting in the museum. I know this is the horror themed, but we're not putting in a game in here just because it is really scary. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
No, certainly not. But it's part of the argument with a horror game, John.
I'm just personally going from... Yeah. I've only ever been really scared from that because I think this is probably my first ever current gen horror game that I've kind of wanted to play, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, I've gone back to play Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. Never really been scared. Went back to Resident Evil 1, never been scared. Played 2 and 3, the remasters. Been in awe of it, but never been scared. I think this is the first one where, because it's in first person, because it looks so nice, and I think, like I said, you could smell that gross room with that family. Like, it was terrifying. I don't know. That's my argument.
Just to make more of your argument, I think this is a good game without the horror elements too. I mean, especially with the horror elements. But yeah, I think those intense combat fights with like the dad in the garage, right? That one's
boss fights, man. They're always
exactly. They're always great. Even the weird slime monsters you fight in the basement or whatever when they're coming back up you off the stuff.
I just wish they were just zombies. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever. They're like the same shit, but yeah. Did you play this in VR, by the way? At all?
I played the first 20 minutes. Yeah, like I'd been attacked by that girl. I'd been sat in that chair.
I could see how that would make it even more scary, right?
And that's just a bit clunky with the controller, because you don't just seamlessly, turn your camera. You kind of have to flick it, then the camera changes. I mean, you can change it, but then you get more motion blur. But it's still terrifying. Like you still like look around, you're like, fucking spiders. Like, I don't know. That's the only game I've really been scared of. Like genuinely, terrified.
I know that we're also doing horror games. It doesn't also need to be the scariest game to be considered, a great horror game. It could just be atmospheric and stuff like that. And I think Resident Evil in general just has good atmosphere vibes, whether it's 1 remastered or 7. It just has the vibe of a mansion or a house, right? Resident Evil just is really good at that.
Okay, cool. Any other questions for Resident Evil 7? Danny?
I don't think so.
No? Sims, you want to add anything else?
No.
No? Okay. Well, then, we will decide. Boys,
right,
which one are we picking here? We got Until Dawn, Resident Evil 1 Remake, and RE7.
Who wants to go first?
I will pick Resident Evil 7. It is my favorite Resident Evil game, and I agree with the argument that it is the most scary game. I know that's not the whole point, but I also think there's really great moments that aren't horror moments. I think the combat's good, very intense. The atmosphere is great in that game. I even think the story up until 2/3 of the way in is very good.
I'm not a big fan of Ethan.
Yeah, sure, I can see that. Not a big fan of Ethan either. I don't think anyone really is.
Yeah, but he was a sniveling little bitch looking for his woman, wasn't he? And then
it's kind of nothing. Like, especially it kind of sucks because Resident Evil has
go for that girl.
Resident Evil has so many good main protagonists, and it's just like Ethan doesn't really stick out to me, and that's a really novel 7 for me.
Is this like a retelling of Resident Evil story, or is this before Resident Evil 1? Or...
No, it's just
this is way after Resident Evil 6.
I don't want to just vote for my own game, but I do think that Resident Evil 1 Remastered is just a perfect game. I think I have to vote for Resident Evil 1.
Sims, up to you. Why do things always come down to Sims?
I'm going to vote.
Usually.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to vote Until Dawn, and then I'm going to put it on Twitter.
And we're going to
do that.
Yeah. I'll put it on some social medias. And then we'll see what happens.
I don't want to have other people vote into our museum.
I do enjoy Until Dawn. I think they give you that really terrifying.
Pick one, Sims.
No, I'm not. I'm picking Until Dawn.
I'll change my vote. I'll go Resident Evil 7.
Okay. Resident Evil 7 it is then.
I'd rather just induct a game.
Okay, cool. Well, Resident Evil 7, congratulations, Capcom. Yeah. Mr. Capcom, you can come on the show next week to accept your award. Mr. Capcom. I'm sure
What's his first name?
Mr. M-I-S-T-E-R. Mr. Capcom. That's his name. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the show. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. We've been working hard at this. Please love it if you would subscribe. Like the video while you're at it. And thank you for watching. Say goodbye, boys.
Thank you.